All right, this session contains Leer. Cat is in the background, not part of the session.
Rude. No, that's fair.
All right, so Leer, I'm gonna re-describe the scene. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So, arcane energies fill about the air all around you. You are coming in and out of consciousness as you like rise your head over the to the horizon. Right, you see like the dark trees all around you. You're shadowed. There's this bright blue light like off to your left, and you realize that John's chest has been like penetrated in, and like the rib cage been pulled out. So you see like one extended rib kind of rising above eye level. As you look into that like area, that pocket in his chest, you can see this rising like crystal-like object, and it's producing this huge wave of arcane energy. And the essence fragment is flickering in your sight, and you're trying to focus on it, presumably by instinct, but you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You already know that you can't do that power. So you're gonna have to rely on physical means. And as this is happening, you can see that there is like a mist being blown away. So it looks like it's trying to like enter the area on the far side where the trees are at, but it's being blown back. So it has this like weird resurging effect where like the mist keeps trying to come back into this bounce away kind of thing, right? And the power is getting so great that you start seeing crystals as you like presumably instinctively reach for it. You start seeing crystals form along your fingers, and it starts burning into your skin quite dramatically. We made the decision in calm, but I'm kind of making you play it again, right? So what do you do when you see this?
Basically, I'm wanting to try to calm it down to try to save John.
Right. So in this moment, your power is weak, as you believe you are. So you would just kind of like instinctively crawl towards it, correct?
Yeah, I have to move closer.
So you kind of like lean over as best you can, and you like fall with your hand over top. You grab the crystal and kind of slam it back down, and then presumably in your weak state, you just kind of like shimmy up and like kind of lay on it with your chest, which is your Noconic piece, right? And then you would go unconscious, thinking that you've helped perhaps John himself as well, because you didn't know exactly what was happening, right?
Right.
And when you next awaken, you hear the humming of a small child, and you feel as though that you're like safe for whatever reason.
Okay.
When you look up, you see you witness a white-haired girl with light skin and like purple bluish eyes.
Okay.
And and she seems to be, so like you would presumably where would you look? You tell me. What do you do from there?
I mean, I'm still kind of like shocked from where I was to where I'm at now, but I'm going to kind of look back to where I think John would have been.
Okay, so you instinctively like kind of feel underneath you, and you realize that you've been flipped onto your back, and John is not like underneath you still. You feel like the wetness of the grass as you kind of like glance along the blades.
Okay. So I'd look back towards the girl.
Okay. So when you look back at the girl, you can see that she looks very kind, and she appears to be practicing magic as she's incanting words of power, and you can see an essence fragment there.
Okay.
There's actually several of them, kind of like flittering across around her head.
Okay, like the one that I was seeing before I passed out, or
no?
Okay, they're different. Okay.
As you like kind of presumably like lazily look around because you're not really focused on anything in particular right now.
Right.
You can tell that like auratic effect, that like crystallized auratic effect, seems to have caused a kind of like snowfall, but it's all in those like tiny little crystals. It's really hard to see, but it glimmers in the light.
Okay, and like kind of as like I check myself, is my arm still crystallized, or am I like still in the armor or anything like that?
You feel it in your fingers, and you do feel yourself like punting off the little crystal shards that formed on your hand, the ones that you remember.
Okay.
She kind of looks at you like reassuringly, and then would take a step back and says, "Spirit, he's awake." And then you would suddenly feel it, the dark, ominous presence of this horrendously powerful being. She
Hmm.
would come into your vision. You're still laying on the ground,
Okay.
and she wears the owl mask that was described to you at some point, and she has
Okay.
horns coming out underneath the mask and up and out, right, in a very
Okay.
epic manner. And she wears dark robes and has a twisted stave. And you can feel power emanating from her, like a godly being. This would be the first one you've ever encountered, god being, that is, right?
Okay.
You're familiar with the witch, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The from the legend.
Right. Uh, she would take a moment and look at you, presumably giving you time to rearrange if you wish.
Hmm. I want to sit up or stand up if I can.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm still hurt, basically.
Yeah, you were stabbed all over, but it appears as though now that you checked,
Hmm.
that the little girl was weaving vines in between your injuries,
Okay.
sewing your wounds shut, and there's this kind of like weird uh, negative feelings, like you don't have um, like your nerves aren't working where she bound it, because it's very clear that
Hmm.
she like sewed through your muscle and skin, right?
Okay.
Looks like it would be very painful, but you don't
Hmm.
feel it at all.
Okay.
So you said you sit up, and then she would kind of like tap her end of her stave, the pointy end, right, at
Hmm.
at your chest, kind of like holding you there, and she
Okay.
says, "You you have attacked me in other lifetimes, so I'm taking my precautions. But from what I understand, you're something of a rational being, and you have not yet to have this encounter. Do you understand?
Not fully.
You've never lost the Battle of the Bridge. Do you understand?
I do now.
You've never been betrayed. So, with these circumstances, I found it evident that you might be able to break your normal tradition of hunting me and ending the Shadowlands. And in light of this news, she points over at you. Do you trace with her where she's pointing?
Yes.
Okay. So you see John's corpse. It's being like
Hmm.
picked up, almost dangling on like a false tree.
Hmm.
And his core has been stabilized by this weird purple, like arcane type energy.
Okay.
And it's like nested in his chest again. And she
Okay.
says, "You protected this one, but now that you've seen the the Maleficent and the Dumb, perhaps." And she like goes to use magic on John's body, which you
Hmm.
believe to be alive in this moment.
Okay.
She says, "You are ready for the competent."
Okay. Um, do I feel like my like core more or less is like still kind of like shut down?
You feel much more recovered than previous,
Okay.
but you don't know like on what level this magic binds you,
Hmm.
right? It's
Okay.
possible that she just like releases the hold and you die instant. You have no idea.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
I'm basically going to move over ooh, along with her towards John, but I'm not really I don't really have anything to say back
You what?
at the
Move in
moment.
between her and John?
No, like along with.
What do you mean along with?
Well, she moved over towards John, right?
No, she's been standing still this whole time. No movement
Okay.
other than
Oh,
handy
just gesture
motions.
towards.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um,
Do you follow what she's been saying?
I think so.
Do you want to go over it with your character just to make sure?
Yeah, I would, because I do think there's like a little bit of something packed in with like the past lifetimes that I haven't really explored, but I think I can infer.
Hmm.
So, I guess what you're saying is I should check my wisdom then
Yeah, you,
to.
you you should get used to being able to converse with your own character. Obviously
Okay.
you can ask me as a DM, and you have new bonus, so I'm going to be nicer to you than I normally would. But you do need to get used to asking your own character, so I want to make sure I'm
Oh,
enforcing
okay.
that.
Yeah, it's not something I've done too
Mhm.
much before, other than in the text channel.
Right.
Yeah, and so like I want to ask my character what I think she's going to do to John.
Okay, so do you follow the like almost riddle thing that she said? It's not quite a riddle. She's speaking in truths, right?
Right. What I would think it is more or less that in the past I've always would have committed to the battle and not have tried to since I didn't care for magic in past lifetimes, and that this time since I stopped, I've I cared more about saving John, who's a Saren, rather than focusing solely on the battle.
Okay. She did kind of mention that. Yes.
Hmm.
So you agree to yourself that that you normally win the battle and you believe that that decision that you're talking about to be the case, but you
Hmm.
don't think that that's what's in question right now. So
Okay.
that's like a part of the conversation, but it's not the actual heart of it.
Okay. Also that you know, I'm assuming when the soul or like the fragment was spiraling out of control, that like I went to defend it.
Not part of the conversation.
No, not part of it. Okay.
Mm-mm. Okay, so she said that you've dealt essentially with right
Hmm.
a maleficent figure and in
Yes.
um like a ditzy figure. I can't remember the exact word she used. And then now she's implying you're going to deal with a competent person. Who are those three figures? I'll go ahead and
Um.
give you the fact that they're three
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so the ditzy one would be John.
Ah! Ding 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 ding.
Oh, what were the other two?
Poor John.
Well, yeah, I felt that was maybe I didn't
All right, so
think this out.
if you
I felt like maybe she was transforming him in some way,
okay,
possibly.
so we know that the one in the middle is John. What's
Right.
special about John?
Um, Other than like his Saren type abilities, or are you talking about towards like
Why other than his Saren
his?
abilities? Is that because it's so obviously his main trait?
Yeah, I mean that's
All right, so
something that you could
let's
say
not
his main
confuse
trait.
ourselves. Let's not confuse ourselves. That's the thing.
Okay.
That's a very by the way, that mistake is very common and I will not correct you in normal gameplay. Like if you
Okay.
didn't have the new bonus, I would let you skip by your own obvious detail,
Okay.
right? But because it's
Right.
so detrimental to this moment, I'm gonna and you're in new bonus still, right? You're still new. I'm gonna
Mhm.
let you know that that most obvious trait that you almost skipped over is the entirety of this
Okay.
conversation.
Right.
Right. So, um, you okay? So the Saren thing is the big thing. Who are the other
Right.
Sarens you've met?
Luke's been another Saren.
That's true. Uh, that's fuck.
Or
That's a problem. Okay, hold on. So she has to modify her statement because that's actually a misplay on my end because there's so many more Sarens walking around than normal. Um, so she would say the Maleficent,
okay.
and then you met John first. Yeah, the Maleficent, the the Ditzy, the Lost, and now the Competent.
Okay.
Sorry, she had to modify her statement because yes, Luke is someone you know.
So the Maleficent would have to be the Vismal.
Mm-hmm. Right. So
Uh
that makes
and then that would make John the Ditzy.
right.
The Lost would be Luke, and then since would be the fourth person, she would be the Competent.
There we go. So so what does that imply? What is she saying with that statement? What was why do you think she would bring that up?
Um, Probably. from the standpoint that I've not tried to like um, well, I would think that I more or less tried to coexist with them on some level, rather than immediately fighting it.
Oh no! You think you
No,
think you want her to fight you? Fight? I mean, you think she wants you to fight her?
no, I'm saying that I've been coexisting with them rather than immediately fighting because I
No, no,
haven't been
no, no.
immediately
Lear,
fighting.
you're losing the
Okay.
plot a little bit.
All right.
So remember this. She's okay. If you thought truthfully that she was your
Hmm.
enemy, why would she heal you?
No, that's what I said. I've been working with them. I don't think she's the enemy.
Okay, maybe you're not explaining yourself well.
Well, I guess what I was saying is like whenever I've encountered the other Sarens, I didn't immediately try to fight them. I tried to help them, at least from what I thought. But I can't really
The
help
way you're
her.
wording this sounds like you're saying you should immediately fight Spirit.
No.
Okay, clarify. Why is what you're saying not making sense to me?
Because
Is
I'm
this
talking about the other lifetimes versus this lifetime. So in the other lifetimes I would have fought. This one I'm not.
Oh, we're digging down into that statement. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Try to leave that try not to delve too deep into
Hmm.
alternate timelines, right?
All right.
She mentions it and I mentioned it for a reason, but I'm not going to clarify that.
Hmm.
But it doesn't need to be something you're focused on. You don't know about those
Okay.
alternate timelines,
Okay.
right?
All right.
Okay. So, in this lifetime that you're living right now, try to
Right.
keep in that thought.
Okay.
So for this lifetime in this moment, what is this what do you think she's trying to get out of you?
Um, I not 100% sure because
Okay,
it,
so
any
that's why the riddle matters is because of this
okay.
lifetime, right? So
Okay.
so what is she trying to say when she
Yeah.
says those descriptors?
Right. Can I ask her again?
You can feel free to go back
Yeah.
into character and ask.
Yeah.
But she's so okay, just to reiterate, she started to use magic onto John
Hmm.
as she said that she was the competent. Almost
Right.
almost suggesting something, which is why I paused time and started letting you think.
Right. Well,
Normally this would be a like a kill
I
scenario.
think really.
So normally I wouldn't let you have too much time to think here, but because you're new, obviously I want to give you
Oh,
ample time.
see, because I almost thought that since she presumably healed me, that's what she's about to do to John.
See, but and that's exactly that right there is exactly why I need to know your thinking on this stuff
Right.
because that's almost what she's. If you understand her statement, it's a
Hmm.
you can know that you could probably save him by doing what?
Um, letting her heal him.
Okay, all right. The riddle again. Ready?
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
The Maleficent, the Ditzy, the Lost, and now the Competent.
Right.
What is she implying? Because it really matters that what she's implying.
Well, that like she's the only one that matters, maybe.
There it is. So
Okay.
what do you think her action is that she's doing right now?
Well, knowing about her ability to like take and give magic away, she's not thinking
Oh,
highly of John.
that's a weird
And
assumption you just made, by the way. That's not what her history is.
I thought she took magic away from the Vismals and gave it to
That
humans.
is her history. Oh, but you gave it a kind of like a Robin Hood feel. That's not implied.
No, I was talking about that she's doesn't think he's worthy and that she's going to take it back for herself.
Okay, that's reasonable. That makes sense to the context of what's happening. So now we're under the impression that she's going to kill him, right?
Yeah,
because of your previous statement plus this one, it's pretty obvious at this point that she's not healing him, right? We can agree.
right.
Okay.
Now I can get that.
All right.
Yeah, because at first I'm just kind of treating it as like, oh well, I'm getting healed in some way, so he must be getting healed. But then
Okay.
the the riddle
So
is
now that we like take a step back and realize that that's what she's doing, why
right.
hasn't she killed us? Does the previous statement with the battles make sense now? That was the side combo.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, it would seem that maybe she's going to take his and maybe give it to me, but I can't tell for sure.
No, no, because then that would be weird, right? Because then she would include you in those statements, or she could
Right.
be technically calling you the competent, but you don't believe that to be true, right? You'd be calling her the
Right.
competent. Yeah,
Hmm. Or what about the this other spirit?
the little girl.
Yeah, am I
You just randomly look at the little girl. What do you do? Okay, just to be clear, just be clear, right? Um, are you saying that because you believe her to be Saren? Is that the thought?
um possibly because I mean it's purplish and bluish eyes. So
Okay.
purplish is
Let's take a step
saying
back.
not
Let's take a step back. You've already identified the four that she's claimed,
right.
and it appears as though this girl is working for
Right.
Spirit. So you don't think that she would be included in this like
Right.
statements, right? Because these are separate entities, right? Luke doesn't work for John. John doesn't work for the Abysmal, and the Abysmal
Right.
doesn't work for anybody, right?
Right.
So, and then obviously Spirit seems to work for herself,
Mm-hmm.
right? That would be these are like normal breakaways, right? You gotta kind of keep that stuff in mind.
Right. Um, yeah, but the part that's like really confusing me is like I've been more or less like awoken to the scene.
Right. Why exactly? That's what I'm trying to break down to. I need you to be able to like find these logics before you act. So like
Right.
people have to do this fast normally, but I'm giving you a lot of time because you're
Okay.
new and I don't think you're used to the role play so much. So I'm
No,
giving you a
I'm really
lot of
not.
that's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
giving you a lot of time to think about this properly with some help, with
Right.
some aid.
I mean,
Because
but the part that's confusing me so badly is the fact that I would think that whatever she's doing would also be in my interest because she's the one who basically had me saved so
there it
far.
is. There it is. Okay, so now that you know that you think she wants you, it
Right.
matters what you want. She clearly cares about what you want, right?
Right.
If she cares about you enough to save you, then she must care about what you want. So
Right.
so if you know now, right? If you know now
Okay.
that she likes you and
Mm-hmm.
doesn't like John,
Mm-hmm.
okay, is it a problem that she's doing this next action? See where we're at?
Yes.
Okay. And then how do we act? Go.
Um, yeah, I, I want you to wait. I
She her power like funnels through her stave, it, like
mm-hmm.
emblazons in her eyes. The like area around her starts to scatter in purple lightning, and you're like, I want you to wait. And then
Yeah.
she just like depowers and says,
Okay.
of course.
uh, what? I mean, I'm just going to ask directly. What do you want with him?
His power is strong. His essence core is developed and contains a rare ability. I plan on using it. I can't do it if I keep him alive, but I did predict that there exists some timelines in which you force me to save him. If you want, that could be your wish. Or you can let him die, and I can take his core, which would be, just by the way more valuable than he could ever bring on his own two shoulders.
Mm-hmm. And it's
She stops entirely doing her cast and just like puts her
mm,
staff back down and looks at you like Jesus fucking Christ, here we go.
And what is it that you would use this power for exactly?
She shows you her stave. She says this stave here already has several powerful spell stones, but none as powerful as his.
Hmm. And what what's your ultimate goal with collecting more stones and becoming more powerful?
The same as you. Every time you break blade and armor. Every fight you do and endure, you grow stronger, more prevalent, able to enact your cause more often. Mine is similar to yours, except for it takes a more magical mean.
Hmm. So are you wanting to rid of the daemons then?
The daemons have caused a little bit of a sore on my backside, but I don't even believe that you would truly remain enemies with them for long.
Why is that?
There exist some timelines where you join them. She grows off a little chair, a little table, right?
Hmm.
And the little girl has like some herbs and stuff. They get some water. They end up serving you some tables.
Okay.
Do you take the seat? She grows you a little
Yes.
chair. John's fucking dilapidated body is just in the background glowing.
Well, I mean,
Hmm?
he stayed alive this long. I imagine if he were to totally die, like it would be worthless.
She sees that you're thinking about it, and she says, "Don't worry, I'm able to revive him even if he dies."
All right.
Can't
Well,
do
I
much
was no,
about
I
that
was
stench,
imagining.
though. She says as she drinks the tea.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I can't do much about that stench, though. She says under her breath.
Uh, uh, so what is your purpose with having me here?
Um, well, truth be told, I was hoping that you would serve me instead of your own justice, though I know how tempting that is for you to do. And don't worry, I will allow you your bouts of freedom.
What is your justice?
My justice is whatever keeps me and mine safe. Makes it really easy for you to do your thing under my rule.
But I don't know that self-service is really my main goal.
She seems a little confused.
Yeah.
Don't you,
Um.
uh, don't you take interest in righting the wrongs of the world? Ridding it of its evil? Employing laws where others want freedom? Or jailing those who choose to have freedom that take from others? These are the things you enjoy, and it doesn't bother me
Mhm.
what rule of law um, you manage to deploy.
Mhm.
All that matters for me is that mine and my kin are able to do as they please. And she says, kind of, begrudgingly a little bit. She looks to you like side eyed, and she goes, "I do require the occasional sacrifice. Please don't hit me." She like backs off. Clearly, she's used to you enacting rage off of that request, but
Yeah. I mean, uh, yeah, a sacrifice of my own or like a sacrifice of enemy.
she looks through and goes, "Oh my god, that worked! Oh, thank God." She like takes out a handkerchief, puts out her mask for a second, like dabs her head. All right, she reshifts. She says, "Um, my power sometimes have a dark sacrifice required. I do powerful
Mhm.
rituals, and I'm able to do really powerful spells. But the way that my power, the variation of powers that I require, sometimes need me to make great sacrifices. And in order to practice and maintain those skills, I require a certain amount of human live sacrifice, which
Mm.
usually turns you against me. But because of this Battle of the Bridge debacle, I was hoping I might be able to actually employ you versus having to fight you. And you fight me a lot." It's been very
Yeah.
annoying.
Um, without like, can I try to discreetly kind of like feel if I like feel like I have any power? I'm able to like really see any
Oh, the essence
essence in
fragments.
her. Yeah, the essence fragments in her.
For whatever reason, you see the essence fragments, but they're like stoned. Like it's impassable or
Hmm.
uninteractable. But you do see them. It's just like impossible. You you can't mess with it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And when she's casting, basically, as something like I really, to a degree, she's not like, is she having to use her staff to cast, or do I
When she
imagine?
went to do the attack on John, she was using her stave. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh wait, are we thinking about violence? Did she flinch for good reason?
Well, I was, I need to know if something changes.
Oh, oh. All right.
Uh, hmm. But I really, the thing that I'm worried about
By the
as
way, you
a
need to say player pause
character.
or I think
Okay.
to myself so I know that you're taking these long
Oh
dramatic
yeah,
pauses.
player pro. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking to. I imagine that Do I think to myself that if I were to like defy in any way, that I would just like instantly crumble due to like the only force of magic keeping me alive is hers?
Okay, so that's a little inwardly complicated. Does it
Okay.
matter to you? One, like, would you serve somebody under threat of death to do evil things?
Not necessarily, but the thing is, if it does mean that I have to be more careful.
Okay, so you would serve somebody.
Uh, I wouldn't want to be doing like basically within this setting.
Mhm.
I want to be careful how I tread because if it's as simple as like I take a wrong step and I'm like eviscerated, like that's
It could be that simple. Again, remember Leer, this is like heroic status, right? Remember, I need you to
right,
remember that you're a champion, someone
right.
who lives beyond uh the mortal man's basic fear. Like
Hmm.
you're a fucking guardian who lives in combat. You died trying
Right,
to threaten rifters into
right,
healing your companion. Like you're not like exactly a bitch, right? But
right.
that being said, um
I was like wounded enough to the point where I was basically dying though.
but that's my point.
So
Is like
I
you've already
yeah,
died, right? You've already died. You've already died. Like
right,
let's word it like that. You've already died.
right,
Why would you like if you I need you to basically see her argument as like she's interested in you. She's
right,
trying to recruit you. This
right,
doesn't normally work. She's aware of it.
right,
Does that aid your decision in allying with her? The fact that she's this enemy that you've been seeking, and she's like actually trying to recruit you. Does that not like pique your interest? Are you not interested to see where this goes, or are you more like I'm not going to be subjugated? I am this heroic champion. I will never turn on my ideals. I will not compromise in any way. Are you that guy? I don't know if you're that guy or not.
yeah.
That's up to
Well,
you to
the
decide.
thing that the thing that I was trying to figure out is
Yeah,
how
would you
evil the things
die?
she's really are. And so it sounds
Oh,
like,
then talk with her. She's there.
yeah,
She's
that's what I'm trying to figure
yeah.
out.
You can't know that without asking her questions.
Right,
Right. She's mentioned sacrifice. Is that
right.
already an impassable moment for you?
Well, if someone like what I've been saying before in other
Mhm.
moments, it's like if you have someone like she's talking about, like, hey, it's kind of up to you about enacting things and doing things that you want to do. Well, if that means that I would have to like find prisoners or someone who deserve to die and then hold on to them rather than like finishing them there, that could be an option for me. But the thing is, I'm worried that it's not really plausible to do that.
What do you mean?
I don't really know how often and how much and
Okay, hold on.
sacrifice
Actually,
is
let
required.
me take a step back. I'm gonna say this tentatively, so take it with a grain of salt. Everything's plausible,
Okay.
right? So like,
Yeah, but
if you've designed ahead something that makes sense to you, do it until it doesn't make sense,
mhm,
right? Like do it until it absolutely fails.
right.
Because to
Um,
me, what you just said makes it's fine. It sounds good, but I
okay.
don't know that you were willing to do it, so I would never suggest it to you,
Right.
right? Because to me, that's an
Um,
evil action.
is it evil though? Is it more neutral though if the because I don't know enough about what
So
her motive and goal
right,
is.
right, right. So I don't care really too much about what you do in mind game. Like I really don't care, right?
Right.
I enjoy it. Whatever you're focusing on, I'm enjoying it. Generally speaking. So
Yeah.
um, so like if you want to be your version of good and it doesn't fit with my main line of good, that doesn't matter,
Right.
right?
Oh,
So
okay.
long as you're consistent.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I was getting confused by that statement that you're making.
Right. There's a
Okay.
lot of people that
Yeah.
call themselves good, and I think they're just full out blown evil. That
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
mean that you're that guy, but I'm saying it's happened
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I would I guess like going back and talking to the witch.
Mhm.
Um, and what are these? How heavy is this sacrifice burden?
She says, minimally, it's not that much. It depends on what I'm doing during the time, I suppose. Some years I might go without asking for a single sacrifice, and in other years I might demand hundreds.
And
She looks to you like you think that when she spoke that she purposely chose truth. Does that aid you? Mhm.
yes. Um, a- and what would it be that you would do to me to make me your servant?
You're familiar with the Abysmal Court, right?
No, not fully.
So, the Abysmals rule over mankind because they hold all the power. She states firmly. I hold the
Okay.
power. I freed it for all of the world to share in whatever the hell they decide to do. I believe in freedom above all else, but I also believe in my need to maintain that powers so that this structure remains. If I'm defeated and if I'm defeated and the archangels are able to seal away their power back into the magical realms, all magic is lost in our world, and we become vulnerable to all demon attacks. But if I remain in power, I get to have it all. The ability to guard my realm. She like ushers at the Shadowlands. The
hmm
ability to give the world the gift of opportunity, and um, and with your aid, I'm able to repel physically the daemon attacks. And if we work together, we can work to do whatever justice you seek. I'll even help you close the rifts if that's your desire.
I I think that we could work towards that goal without the need to destroy the remaining amounts of John. If you're able to return him to me,
You see her
if
eyes
you're able,
go like dead,
yeah,
right? And she goes,
yeah,
We
she's not
don't
half
need
okay.
him."
Yeah, yeah, but his essence will remain. If I fail in my mission to save the humans of the Shadowlands, then his core will still be around then.
She looks like just dead face. She looks towards John, looks back towards you, and goes, "If this is what you demand, I am willing to make the sacrifice of that implement." She just refers to him as an object from this point forward.
hmm
um, but yeah. So she says, to be clear, I'm asking for an oath bound between us. I don't know if you've heard this, but I'm a powerful cursor. I it's kind of my thing. She looks up at you and says, "I require your name. All I've ever been able to learn is Nolconic Guardian. That's
Hmm.
not a name that I can use, but I will know it when I hear it. Could you please name yourself?"
What is this oath?
This will be an oath that I will place on both of us. It will be a powerful ancestral curse. It will it will gain in power the longer time goes, and presumably when you die, it will pass on to your children. The curse will not allow us to strike at each other.
Hmm.
It will guarantee your servitude towards me and my servitude towards you. We will be bound
Okay.
as one unit into the future. The little girl says, "You'll become her witch guard."
Hmm. Well, I think it's good that in some ways neither that we're protected from each other. However, w- it could prevent me from protecting others that I seek to keep alive.
She seems a little confused. How so?
Um, well, with your need for sacrifice, I might not be ready to lose certain people.
She she clarifies. She says, "We're going to be in this for the long haul as far as I'm concerned. I've already lived 700 years. I will choose to live the next 100 with you, and if you choose, I will grant you immortality and you can live even longer. I plan on this being a powerful curse that stays with us for quite some time. The longer it goes, the stronger it becomes. You will be bound to my service and I will be bound to your protection. We will be in this together. I am in need of you. You are exactly what I seek in a witch guard."
I really don't like the terms of it though, because if I were to agree to that, you could just simply take John's essence and I would be powerless to stop it.
You would be powerless even now. The
Hmm.
difference is how we move forward. You require power so that you may decide what happens to the land. I require an individual who is loyal and will enact my purpose and allow me the freedoms that I need to take. Or not need, but want to take, rather.
Can I ask my character if I really think I am powerless?
I mean,
Like, do I?
that's up to you. That's your interpretation, Lear. It has nothing to do with me. But
Yeah,
if you wanna, you seem powerful in this moment. She wants you, so your wisdom would tell you that
right,
you're in the strength position.
right. But I can't really. But I feel like the essence that I see is like guarded in some way. Like it's
Yeah,
stone, right?
you don't literally believe you can kill her, but do you literally believe you can kill a god?
Well, abysmals
Abysmals aren't
are
gods.
are near,
They're near.
are closer,
Hmm. You interpret her as a literal god. She feels like
right?
a god to you. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
The
Well,
abysmal showed moments of strength. John showed brilliance, right? Luke
mm-hmm.
showed some power, and then she shows godhood. Like everything
Right,
about her seems epic.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah, because so as talking to the witch again, does this mean that you wouldn't require me to sacrifice those for you?
Does this mean that she wouldn't require you to sacrifice? No,
Yeah.
that's part of her initial terms. She would require you to sacrifice. Her
Oh,
wisdom would reject
you're
that.
still requiring that. Okay. Mm,
So she has basic requirements of what she basically you're serving her, right? And the terms of her
right.
serving appears to involve sacrifice,
Okay.
right? That's the term of the serve. The serve is
Right.
she wants to do her magic and she wants her freedom, right? And anything that
Mm-hmm.
restricts that is the issue. That leaves
Right.
you a lot of room to determine how you live your life, because
Right.
all she needs is her freedom, right? So if she's captured, you're
Right.
bound to save her.
Right.
Essentially what she's doing, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And then there's some caveats like, you're technically in the servant roles, like you do things for her from
right.
time to time.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But she's telling you that she only really wants your protection, really.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do I see any sort of essence or anything along with the child, or like, am I if I like kind of like look over there, do I like notice anything
You do
other
see
than?
you do see her essence fragment when you focus in on it. It's really faint because you think you're
Mhm.
still weak, but
Okay.
Mhm.
See, because in that sense, in terms of combat, I'm kind of weak, but in my overall potential, it seems like my bargaining potential might be high.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been telling you that from the beginning. Your wisdom says that
Right.
you're in the strength position right now. She's
Right.
desperate to want to ally with you. Mhm.
Right. Um, you know, speaking to the witch, why don't you just give me John back and let me continue on my interests? I if you are if freedom above all is your highest desire, let me be free.
She puts down her like cup and like holds her staff, and she stands right, and she says,
Hmm.
"To allow you the chance to heal and regain your strength is too much of a risk for me. You, like I said, we battle often. You are my enemy in many lifetimes. I do not know how this conversation has gone, and I may not ever know, for you might kill me as soon as you can. I know that you don't understand what I'm saying in this life, but I'm hoping that it lets you know that I'm not doing this out of nothing. I will kill you here if you decide against this deal."
Okay. Checking on my wisdom of my character, I think that she is
She's
that
choosing
the
truth
choice is
again.
either I
Mm-hmm.
so she will kill me. Okay.
You don't think her to be
Um,
bluffing.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Just think about it. You could like make a character again right away.
yeah, because basically the bargaining is that like I get to keep this character, but then I'm stuck under all these terms and conditions.
Whoa, oh, what? What do you mean all these terms and conditions? There's two
Yeah,
things.
yeah, these two terms and two conditions. It's like way too many.
Yeah, dude, I can't fucking, dude. It's like reading a lawyer's like I fucking forget what they call it, a lawyer's law book of all the different principle A, principle B's of the same law, and then like once you get to all the way to Z, you manage to get the fucking B.
We're going to require Michelle to take some law classes in order to continue playing this game.
I mean, those are some pretty big requirements, though. It's not like they're tiny requirements.
No, and she knows she's trying purposely to not press them as a bad thing. Okay, listen, Lear, don't betray your thing, right? This is her
Hmm.
deal. I may have as a DM made a mistake introducing her to you, but this is just how
Hmm.
the shit goes.
Hmm.
Sometimes I take a gamble that seemed right because I thought you wanted revenge, and she's this powerful being that can tell that you wanted revenge. That's why she came to you.
Yeah, I want revenge, but I don't even know that I would get my revenge, like any sort of revenge.
Maybe make it part of the deal.
And does it? But then it sounds like this goes along multiple lifetimes too, though, right? So would
You
that
make that part of the
is
deal.
this?
Is that the deal breaker? She
I mean,
she
that's a pretty big
I don't know if
issue.
you heard her correctly, but she said if you choose immortality.
Oh yeah, I,
She's not just automatically making you immortal. She has an
right.
end date. She implied it.
Hmm. Okay, what do I think this implied date is then? Because it
Your
sounds like it would be
natural death.
right, but then
She said
also
100 years, but you suspect
right.
you suspect she means her natural death. Well, unless okay, why would you not suspect it's your natural death?
Well, because you're saying that it would affect like possibly it's a curse that would stay with like me and further upon other generations, so it could affect another spawn, right?
Oh, you're using out of game knowledge as the if you sired children.
Yeah, well, I mean, is that something that's like,
It could be
am I
something
able
you're
to use
thinking
my
about.
game knowledge?
No, no, yeah, you feel free.
Yeah.
Lear. Um, anything out of game that you want to bring into my game,
Right.
that's fine. You can do that.
Okay.
All right, you don't have
Yeah,
to
because I
double
mean,
guess yourself. That's silly.
all right,
Yeah.
all right. So, I mean, do as a player, I mean, can this? I mean, I don't think there's any other way to ask it other than like, does this mean like my other spawns, or is this talking about like just a lineage within the game that I don't have to be a part of?
So this requires mechanics you just don't have access to. I can't tell you. Sorry. You would find a lot of success asking what your mentor.
Ugh. Well, that's a little inconvenient because he's not here.
You can text him. He's online.
Shit.
This is
Ooh.
something the veterans are used to, by the way.
Okay.
It's not a weird ask to be like, "Hey, could you stop by?" He'd just say yes or no. We are in the middle of our session, which kind of blows.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to edit it out, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Hang on, I was in the kitchen. What?
All right. Have you had multiple spawns, or would you know if that like curses or anything like that can go beyond multiple?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Wow. That's the short answer. So yeah, I would be really worried about that then. Because it seems like it's
I
being
don't know what I'm
presented.
allowed to tell him.
You're both noobs. You can say whatever.
Yeah, but you said that I wasn't like protected anymore because
You're
I'm
protected under me.
Yeah, you're protected under Leer.
Yeah.
okay. Because like me explaining what's going on with my character.
And just your
Oh,
thing.
Like,
okay.
Oh, feel free to
Dandy.
say your thing, Kat. Say your thing.
okay, so my character is under a curse slash blessing,
Okay.
which has been multi-generational.
Right.
It changed our like genetic makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were humans and now we're cat people.
Okay.
So
That's
curses
kind of
can
shocking.
be multi-generational.
Yeah, okay, so I'm definitely not okay with that then. Hey Andrew, I think I got my
Hey there.
question answered.
As
No,
long
no.
as Michelle like
Now ask
agrees with
Andrew.
that statement.
Now ask
Yeah,
Andrew.
okay,
Yeah.
fine. All right,
Players have
so
different experiences with the world, Lear, so
I
everyone's
guess
going to
that's
tell you something
true.
different. Yeah.
All
Michelle's a
right,
snake. There's no doubt about it.
all right. Yeah, so I already know his answer from before I asked the question at this point. But essentially, if I have an opportunity to accept a more or less a curse with benefits, that could follow multi generations. It's going to follow. It's not just going to follow multi generations of some lineage, but like on my next spawns, possibly or likely.
Uh, hmm.
I'm just
Good
going to need some actual specifics. You troll.
Oh,
Andrew can
yeah.
can tell you a lot more about the world specifics, but you need to tell him the world specifics.
I mean, can't be specific enough about like the entity I'm talking about. Is that fair?
Yeah,
Remember,
it's up to you.
I'm your
Yeah.
Yeah.
mentor. You
Oh,
can
okay.
tell
Yeah.
me
So like,
anything.
yeah, the witch, basically.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So so
This will be good.
the deal that's offered to me more or less is that we are both more or less immune to each other, and like I'm saved, and I'm allowed to like continue to live my character's life. However, I basically am going to be stuck with finding sacrifice and um also coming to her aid whenever she calls me to.
What can she do to you? You're an Arcana.
Well, she's pretty powerful, and so she just kind of it seems like she can just shut me off from what I can tell. Or alternatively, the fact that I literally just died and I'm too broken to do anything at the moment. And if I don't take the deal now, I'm like not
Of
in
course, she shows
fighting.
up when you're weak.
Yeah.
Been
So it's
there,
one of the
done that.
two. So I don't know for sure, but either I suspect that if I don't
So
negotiate in some way that she will kill me.
yeah. So Michelle, you're a snake.
I agree.
Oh my
So
god.
Lear, I'll tell you right now, my entire goal is to kill this bitch. My entire
Mm.
life right now is dedicated to killing her. If you take this deal and have to defend her, it's gonna get real awkward real quick.
It's gonna get awkward. Wait a second, that sounds a little meta game to me. No.
You're protected, right?
Yeah.
No. Uh,
Plus, he's your actual
yeah,
mentor. Even if you didn't have the new protection, Lear, you would still be
yeah,
safe.
I get it.
Mhm.
So aside from that, what can you tell me a little bit more like why that's your arch enemy then?
Uh, you had a battalion of troops, right?
Right?
Imagine her just appearing out of nowhere, turning them the stone, and then you had to kill each and every one of them by yourself.
That I have to do what?
You have to kill each and every one yourself, or they turn into a power source for her.
Huh. Okay, yeah, but that's like kind of a given. Like I would be helping her get those powers, so like I wouldn't have
Oh,
much say over that anyway.
well, no.
Is that
She,
something that your character would do though? Like,
Well,
are
at that
you
point I would see them as being dead anyway.
no, but I
So
think
like
what I'm trying to say is like your character has a set of tenets that they want to follow. Like
right,
they're if you want to look at it as
right,
like morality or whatever, like good versus
right.
evil. Like is your character like overwhelmingly good or more of the middle ground
Generally
or
generally speaking, like
what are your thoughts on demons?
good.
Because you know that
Oh,
she has a demon, right?
She does
no,
not have
I
a
really
demon.
don't.
Oh,
Sorry,
she's helping the demons.
Andrew. No, Andrew. You're bringing in info way in the future. She's not there yet.
Yeah,
Oh,
basically she's telling me more or less that like I wouldn't. I don't know that she's trying to tell me at the moment that she's there to help protect the Shadowlands, essentially, and to like,
she's the one that started this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
well,
How is
by
she
like
protecting?
taking magic from the Vismals. Is that what you're talking about?
No. She's the reason the Shadowlands exists as it is currently, and she's trying to defend
Okay.
it from this. It seems kind of odd.
Well, what do you mean by that? Because that's like kind of broad. Like how
Okay, hold
you
on,
said
hold on,
that
hold
she
on, hold
started
on, hold
it.
on, hold on. I'm gonna clear this confusion up because you guys are misunderstanding each other for some reason, or Lear forgot. I didn't listen to Lear, so you she presented the Shadowlands as her place that she guards.
That's what I said.
Okay, excellent. Andrew has the misunderstanding then.
Oh.
he doesn't know about the rest of it.
Well, no. So what I heard was she's trying to save this place, and I'm like,
Which
she's
is
the
the
reason that it
Shadowlands.
is the way it is.
Ah,
Okay, well,
But
okay.
that's not
Yeah, Andrew assumes it's a blight, but her blight is what she wants to save.
Okay. So she's trying to keep it the way it is. I do not like the way that it
which
is.
is
That is the thing.
under the shadow, or that
Yes.
it's like
She
under
wants
attack
to
from
keep it
demons.
under shadow, under demonic taint, all of that stuff. She is pro all of this.
Hmm. And so I I
She's also
basically,
pro village slaughtering.
yeah, that's what I was really worried about.
so like I guess what I was trying to say is like if your character um
The village
is
slaughtering part of it is a problem,
Well, hold
but
on.
at the
She
same
she gave you actual figures. Keep that in mind.
Right.
right? Andrew assumes she's slaughtering whole villages, but that's not what she said, is it?
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But not
I mean, I've seen the proof of
constantly.
it.
It could be at times, though. Right? Because like the village, the number of people I had in some of those villages were
Okay,
not that
again,
many.
that depends on. Okay, so do you trust your wisdom when I give you the cues that you believe she's telling the truth?
Right.
Right.
But that
If
would
you
be a
think
whole village worth of
if
people.
you think that that's false, then the truth of the figures she gave you would be incorrect,
Mhm.
right? That would make them false. So at that point, you don't trust your own wisdom, correct?
No,
Cat's bringing up a good point where you need to you need to decide these things. Are you trusting your character's wisdom? Are you not trusting your character's wisdom? Are you a good person that would believe in lawful sacrifice, like you suggested earlier in the session,
yeah,
or are you
like
not that person?
lawful. Like if it's lawful, but it sounds like I might be stuck in scenarios where it's not, and I would be bound by it anyway because it's a curse.
Yeah, are you okay with
And so that
having
part I'm
a
not
are you
okay
okay with
with.
having a bad year essentially? Like one bad year out of hundreds of successful years,
Good years.
right?
Yeah.
Are you is that a problem for you? Right? That's
Mm.
what you need to decide.
Are you
Yeah.
also
Well, I
okay
don't.
with giving up your values?
Well, that's the other part of the thing is like, and maybe this is going back into player knowledge a little bit, is that I know that by not taking the deal, then like I can try to do that in the next spawn.
Try to
So
do what
like
in the next one?
like the things I'm wanting to advance, like
Yeah,
my
yeah,
version of
exactly. Lear,
right,
you've now understood why resigning character and then having a heroic death matters. Because
right,
if you can't have the justice you want as you want it, feel free to make this decision to die. It's okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then
That's the heroic answer is I see your deal and I say no.
Right,
to be so a little con or a little perspective here. I almost died at spawn because of her.
mm,
All my troops basically got affected by her magic. I didn't. She tossed me around like a rag doll for a little bit and decided to keep me alive. And so
okay.
now it's my vow to kill her.
And if your character has been like trying to
See,
kill this
part of the
woman,
thing that made it more confusing is before I actually encountered, from what I knew, I almost thought that I was, and this is part of what maybe makes it a little harder, is I almost thought for a little bit that I would be more okay with the character than I am, because I was okay with the idea of like the Vismals like losing power and like humans having more. But what this really sounds like to me isn't that. It's more about the witch's own power, and that just
Yes.
happened to be a side effect of it. And so I'm not happy
Yes.
with that.
That's pretty much what I'm convinced happened as well. It's a happy accident that other people gained the power, but she wanted it for herself.
Yeah.
She is taking on apprentices, but they're kids that she steals that have potential.
Kat, chime in. I think you can help Lear out here. You've been really good at this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think I
it,
have like what I want to do, but I guess like the scenario,
I
the
mean,
rest of it, I'll just see how it plays out, I guess. But I mean,
Lear,
I'm not going to take the deal.
can you
Go
hear
ahead,
me?
Kat. Yeah.
Okay, so like the way that I would approach the situation is probably it might not be the way that you would, but
Mm,
like I would approach the situation like what makes sense for my character.
right.
So take the things that you know about your character. Like for my character, she doesn't like causing harm.
Right.
She is inherently good.
Right.
Um, and being told that in order to keep living, other people would be sacrificed, she would sacrifice herself to prevent
Right.
that from happening. Right?
Right. Which
So,
is
like,
where I'm
that's what
gonna
makes
be at
sense
too. Yeah.
for my character. For your
Right.
character. So, like, that's kind of how you have to think. If I really don't like thinking in terms of like black and white alignment stuff because I don't find that to be super fun.
Right.
But there are times when that's kind of what it comes down to. Or can
Right.
you make that work in your mind? Like, can you go into this deal with her and be like, okay, I'm doing this for the greater good, because even though I'm going to help her do this, I'll be like undercutting her in some other way,
Right.
or like, right? So
Right.
does that
Also,
make
I think from
sense?
the
Like,
standpoint
Okay.
of, I know that there's these multiple lives that I have like in multiple lives. So like this is like probably the first time
Lear.
that I as a character have like encountered and have knowledge of that. And so I imagine that even though I if might not be in a state of power to do combat now, in another life I would.
Lear.
Yeah.
Okay. I want one final attempt to bring you back to the conversation that you had with her, because it was so vital. I
Right.
worded it very specifically for you, right?
Right.
So, how highly do you value Sarens?
I mean, I value them highly.
Okay. You've tried your damnedest, I think, throughout your lifetime to find a Saren that was worth a damn.
Right.
All right. You found the Maleficent. So like you found one that just had no intention of doing good. You
Right.
killed him.
Right.
You found the Dit, the Saren that you thought you could follow, but he just he
Died.
failed you at every turn.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then tried to kill himself. And then you found one, but it turns out he's lost, right? He's
Right.
like with a band of idiots who want to just steal things and do degenerate shit.
Right.
And now you
your
found
character
her.
hasn't.
Yeah,
And
but
now
just
you
'cause she's
found
competent
her.
doesn't mean
This
she's not evil.
Well, no, you found this godly being who only cares about being free and is willing to empower with you her
Yeah, it's not free,
ability
though.
and skill and competence in whatever you wish to do.
Yeah, I wish not to sacrifice people.
She she demands like one bad thing.
Well, that's
One.
not. I already said
hold
that.
on,
Starts as
hold on,
one bad
hold on,
thing.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, so she demands a thing. One, like, let's say that's exclusively the problem that you have, right? Remember what I've been saying this whole time. She's desperate to make this allegiance with you. That
Right.
matters so much.
Right. I felt like I more or less was requesting that wouldn't.
No, you
Be part
haven't.
of it,
You
and
haven't made your terms clear.
She's
Yeah,
desperate
that's
'cause
what I
she doesn't
did. I
want you
said
as
that
an
I
enemy.
wanted to be free. I didn't want to have any contract. Is what I said.
Right.
I
Okay.
want her.
Okay.
I'm
So
telling her I want her
okay.
to set me free
So
without the contract.
so take a step back. Take a step back from that.
Yeah.
Take a step back from that, right? She's
Okay.
told you that if you come out of this contract list, she will kill you. That is truth.
Okay, that part. Okay, so that's the part that's given.
Right. That you get. Do you get why? Sorry, I didn't mean to say that's why you get. Do you get why? That part matters so
Because,
much.
I mean, because she's worried about me coming back and killing her.
Right. She's views you as this annoying threat, kind of sort of, right? That's the way she's been describing it.
Right.
So she's not gonna let you heal. Of course not. And if she does let you heal, she's gonna let you do it in her curse.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right.
Why?
Yeah, because then I can't like retaliate.
Exactly. So
Right.
what's her ultimate fear?
That I would choose to come back where she doesn't have the upper hand.
What's her ultimate fear?
Oh, ultimate fear. I mean, in the moment that I don't take the contract.
No, what's her ultimate fear? Well, yeah, that is you don't take the contract. Okay, but why? What's the ultimate fear of that?
Because I might come back. I am going to come back again, and be a threat again.
Right. So okay. So now you know you're in a strength position, and you know what she
Right.
fears most. Make her offer.
Right, and so basically, I don't think that there is an offer that she'll take because I already don't. The contract I want is I don't have to have any contract, or not that that's a contract. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing that I wanted was that like I would get John back, and I wouldn't have any like I'm going to do my own thing, and but I don't have to like serve her necessarily directly because she doesn't really. The thing is that I must not really
Lear.
align with her. That she needs me to contract with her.
Lear.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you one more player advice, and then I'm going to stop, because after this is just you make a decision, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Her ultimate fear is that she enters into this battle with you, and you enter it your entire lifetime.
Right.
Presumably, right?
Yeah.
She has the opportunity to end you thusly. Like, right now. She had the opportunity. She could have done it already. She didn't have to offer you this deal. Right?
Right.
Okay. You're in a strength position. Her current deal that stands on the table is you serve me, I serve you. Right, she doesn't say serve you, but you serve me, I protect you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I require a certain amount of sacrifices, and she just gave you an idea of the number, so you have like a realistic understanding.
Right.
I'm avoiding the actual numbers because Andrew's
I
here.
get it.
Okay. You serve me,
Also,
I protect you. There's a sacrifice component. Oh, and my freedom. She cares about her freedom above all, and then she's willing to allow you to do as you see fit with her aid. With her aid. That's her current deal on the standing. All right. So, just to reel it back in, just a step back. You've been looking for a Saren that's been able to aid you in your deals already. That's what you've been doing. You've been trying to use John. You've been trying to convince the Abysmal at the beginning to do right by the world. You've been trying to convince John to be efficient by the world. You tried to convince Luke to do what's right in the moment. None of these Sarens have been receptive or capable of doing what you need them to do. She is saying she is competent, fully capable, and willing.
Yeah, but the thing that she wants is really to have the say in what's doing, and the thing at least...
No. See, that's why I brought up the points. She's willing to protect you so long as you're willing to serve her, and serving her only means she gets her freedom and she gets her ritual sacrifices from time to time.
Yeah, her freedom involves doing what I don't want her to do.
How do you know that? You've never defined it.
Well, I know that
you're assuming that, right?
Based off the context that she needs the immunity of it, but I don't get the immunity of it, really. What? In the real sense.
What are you talking about?
She gets the upper hand, and that's why she wants the contract so bad.
How do you think that she gets the upper... okay, hold on. So you're thinking by dealing in the contract, period, she wins.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. You can die on that. I get it. You're just saying I will not sign a contract ever, basically.
Because she would get an upper hand by me signing the contract.
But she's telling you the terms.
Yeah,
but you don't believe her.
Terms, but that doesn't mean I'm not getting. That doesn't mean she's not getting what she wants out of the contract, right?
Okay,
so,
I agree with you. Okay, so hold on. This is what I was trying to point out one wisdom ago, right? Which was, what is her ultimate fear?
Me coming back to kill her.
You fighting her, right? You're fighting her. That's her fear. That's what she wants the least.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's going to lock me out of it.
Okay. So we're saying that is an impassable movement for you. You cannot grant her that.
I can't grant her immunity, as in the same sense that she has the upper hand if she's immune to me.
All right, excellent. No, you got it.
Yeah.
You got it. All right, so resume. She stood up.
Hang on.
Okay.
Let me... Lear, are you okay with dying here? You understand
all
the
I know
possibilities
that I am.
Here.
I mean, I believe that she is, if nothing else, going to attempt to kill me.
No,
She's
I
gonna kill you.
I promise you, she is going to kill you.
Yeah, I know that that's the most likely outcome.
However, if you are saying that you are okay with dying for your
Yeah.
beliefs and you want to end her more than you want to let her live this life so you can live, then
Right.
make your choice based on that, basically, is
Right.
what
So
I'm trying to say.
basically, up into this, and I think I alluded to this a second ago, but when I first learned about the witch, right, I thought that, and this might be why Michelle brought me into the scenario.
I brought
I
you into this area
thought,
for a lot of reasons, not just one.
yeah,
Yeah.
one of the things that I alluded to is that I might potentially, based upon the idea that like she's giving power to humans on some level and away from the Vismals, that could potentially be something that I would see myself aligning with potentially, right? So,
Mhm.
and also like the other things that you explicitly mentioned earlier, Michelle, but like,
Okay, so
um,
so take my bias of what I said. I should not have, brought all that up. Know that her bestowing power to her followers thus far has been sealing demons away inside of them.
yeah,
She's not
so,
promising you power, Leer.
right, I understand that.
Okay.
But no, I'm explaining that this is what she is doing. She is working with the demons by
Right.
granting them vessels on the mortal realm. I don't necessarily know what she gets from that, but she is doing it.
Yeah. I don't know if anything, I mean, it could just be power alone, and that would be good enough to know that that's an issue because
I
she's
will also tell you a hypothesis that I have about her.
all right, let's hear
I'm
it.
gonna type it to you just because there is
Okay.
another player here.
Okay, fair. Or we can just, yeah, that's fine. Or you can. I think I figured out.
Do your out of
I think
game
you
stuff
already
first.
know. Okay. Well, I think you already. Do you want me to tell you what I'm going to do, or I'm going to attempt to do,
If you've
or
switched
is that
heavily on your, if you've pivoted, I need to know that you pivoted.
um? Okay, that's not what I'm trying to ask.
Okay.
Okay, so you've gone over this before, because
Yeah, and I'll keep going over it. So whatever you want.
in
Feel free
some
to.
instances, you've talked about how like players have will like do something to trick you into doing something you weren't expecting,
Yeah,
right?
100%. Yeah.
Is that something that you don't want or you do want?
What? If it's a hidden play and you
Right?
specifically want it to be a surprise to the DM, right? That's when you
Right?
should be doing that. But it cannot require you to have learned a past skill or be focused on something behind my back. I need to know what your character is doing, so make sure that you're focused on it at the very least. So like, so like, if you're pulling out your bow and you're not telling me why, I'll ask why, and you can be like, you can find out later, and then I'll leave it alone. But at least
Okay.
I know you're pulling out the bow, which is presumably required for whatever the hell you're doing next.
I don't have
Do
a
you get what
bow.
I'm saying? Yeah, yeah,
I think
but
I
but
think
you
so.
get what I'm
Yeah.
saying, right? Okay.
Yeah. I can't just be like, and I shoot the bow and I hadn't like even pulled it out.
Right, exactly. I need to know what you're
Um.
doing at the very least.
Okay, that's what I wasn't understanding. So if I have something, if I ever have something where I want to like consider options of having a secret play, it's okay to have a secret play against NPCs or whatever you want to call them.
Right, but you just need to tell me the actions you're still undertaking. I don't have to know the intent or the reason necessarily,
Right.
right? But I need to know that you're taking actions.
If I ever reveal that, is that a bad thing, or do I need to?
You could go the route of telling me everything you're doing, and that's fine too. My point is that I do enjoy it when, like, if you do a lot of stealth play, like if you do a lot of it,
Right.
okay, you make a habit of it. I prefer that you don't tell me your secret thing because that's basically all of your gameplay.
Right.
But if you do
Okay.
like one thing here or there, you can tell me because it's gonna be really confusing if you just randomly pull a trick out of your hat.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, I might be in that boat, but maybe I'm not.
I have no idea. Yeah, to do
Yeah.
whatever you think is best at the end of the day.
Okay. Um, is it okay? I guess at that point, I guess I'm ready to kind of like go back to the game then, and then also, um, not necessarily. I want to like ask myself a couple of things again, more or
Okay. Yeah,
less.
yeah. You re-enter. So
So,
she stood up. She's threatened you. She points her staves ominously in your direction, and you're sitting there thinking to yourself, "Go ahead."
am I seeing that like all the essences are weak, are, like out of my reach, and like John's is as well?
So when you look at the essence fragment on John's body, you see that the fragment is
Hmm.
basically sealed. It almost has that same effect as Spirit's
Okay.
essence fragment. Um,
Okay.
you do see like now that you're paying attention to essence fragments in particular, you see a
Hmm.
lot of essence fragments, like a lot of them.
Just like all around,
Yeah,
or
just
like
kind of ambiguously around. Like normally when you're traveling through a field, you might see like one or two or three,
right.
right? But here's like there's like hundreds
And
around the area.
and I know I said this earlier, but like we got off on a pretty big tangent. But
Mhm.
like, did I see that kind of same deal with the girl, or what would you call her? Did she have a title?
Did you see the same deal with the little girl? What the servant girl?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
the weaver showed several of the essence fragments as she was singing, and then when she stopped, a lot of them failed to appear.
Okay.
You don't know what that means, I don't think, but
Hmm. Okay. Um. All right. And so, at this point, um, how do I am I feeling that like my inner do am I able to deduce, like, was it the girl healing me, or was essentially right?
yeah, you suspect that the girl was responsible for the heal,
Hmm.
the sowing of the vines in your body.
And she was singing while doing that, or was that
Yeah,
something else?
you believes that the singing was responsible.
Okay.
The girl was responsible, and the singing was the tool.
And like, where is she at this point?
um, she would be like off to your right, kind of like playing with the grass, like maybe she found a flower or something similar to that.
Like, off a little bit, or off of like
A little bit,
how many?
like I don't know, like 20 feet or so. I'm really bad with distancing.
Okay.
With
And how
she's out of attack range. I don't know what you're going for,
and
but
how
yeah.
close? Oh no, how close is the witch to me? Like right in front of me, like across from the table, or like?
Yeah, it's a pretty small table. The table would probably be like 5 to 8 feet, and then she's on the other end of it. Her stick is
And
like over the table, kind of towards
and
you,
she's sitting down, or she stood up?
standing. Yeah.
Okay. Um. All right. I and how far away is John's body?
John's body is pretty distant. It's further than the girl is, but not too
Hmm.
far off. Like that's not like in the distance in the horizon or some bullshit.
All right.
I would say
I thought,
like
and
30 feet or
so
so.
was she
30,
like
50
closer
feet.
to it when she was like more or less like
No, she was basically right
casting
over
on
top of you when she went to cast at it.
it, in while it was like 30 feet away?
Well, at that time it would have been like 80 feet away.
Oh, so it's even farther away.
Right.
Okay. I think I think that gives me
I
enough.
have the answers. Now I will strike her down. I have no idea what you're doing
No.
there.
I think you've, I mean, not to say too much, but to a certain degree you've probably have a limit on what I'm even able to do, right?
I have a. What are you talking about?
Well, like there's a limit of what I can physically do. Anyway, I couldn't just fight her because I would she'd kill me. I can't do anything.
Oh yeah, I think I've done a good job at describing her as a godly being, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that I couldn't.
Mm.
And I don't. Do I suspect that if I uh I could ever do any. Could I maybe even strike her if she wasn't? If I strike her, do I even think it would do anything?
You're not in range, and you don't know how strong your body truly is, as you haven't been able to
Mm-hmm.
like walk around much.
Right.
But if you were to attempt to like go at her, like you could potentially
Yeah.
maybe wrestle with her stave. That might do something. You have no idea.
Right. Do I notice anything about her appearance? I mean, I should have done this at the beginning, but like, other than like the owl mask.
Yeah, she's wearing
Uh,
a different amount of fabrics. They're all kind of like shadowy or billowing in a sense. She's wearing what looks like a multi-layered type robe, or to be more specific, right?
Okay.
Long sleeves. She has cutouts here and there where, like, for whatever reason, the fabric just ends and it, like, tassels over to another set of fabrics. She
Do I see
wears
her
what looks
eyes?
like a crown underneath of her mask as well, which you might be the horns. You have no idea. You said what about the mask?
I mean, can I see her eyes through it?
Yeah, she has pretty distinct amber eyes, which is the first you've ever seen. You've never seen amber eyes before this moment.
Okay, so it's I've never seen it in like a demon or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Demons do often have orange eyes, which is pretty similar.
Right, but not the same.
Right.
Can I like do I see her skin is like pretty well covered?
You can see the skin on her sleeves. She would have a similar skin tone to the little girls.
Okay, so it's like very human-esque. It's not like Luke.
Yeah. Luke is like a little odd. She's not odd like that.
Okay. Um. Wait a second. So a second ago you said she's like right across the table, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And now she's like 20 feet away.
Across the table.
Yeah,
What?
I thought
No,
this was a
excuse me.
tiny table.
She's not 20 feet away. What did I say? 20 feet sometime?
Yeah.
She's across the table. I tell you, I'm bad with distances. She's across
Okay.
the table.
That's
She's pretty close. You can grab her stave. That's how close she is.
The apprentice is 20 feet away.
Right. That's what you said.
Did
She's pointed
you
her
get
stave.
confused? Did I not actually complicate things? Okay. Sometimes I complicate
No.
things. It's fine.
You confused yourself because you told me she was two different places, and that was what confused me.
Hmm.
You replaced her with the apprentice location, Michelle.
Oh, my bad.
Okay. So she's pointed her stave at me to the point where I could reach out and grab it. Is what you're saying?
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah, if you're looking for combat maneuvers, right? Your character knows that she's her stave is within grapple range, and you'd have to step over the table in order to interact with her otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Or kick the table or whatever. Whatever you want to do.
Okay. If so the table I could like move it like pretty easily. I could like
Well,
I'm just gonna knock it right over.
now that you inspect it, you realize that it's actually rooted into the ground.
That's what I thought based off of how you told me it came. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, it matters what you're focusing on, or I can't tell you information.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
The same reason why certain sneaky moves don't work. It's because if I don't know what you're doing, I can't help you. Like I can't have your
Right.
character primed for it.
Right. Okay. So in that case, going back after like, I guess is that technically a player pause at that point to like go over all these things?
Yes.
I'm giving you a lot of breath of air here because you're so new to this.
Okay.
Know that you won't normally have this kind of aid.
That's what I'm. That's also, I hate to say it, but also as to some degree, that also gets confusing because I don't know when I do have that time versus don't.
When I officially strip you of your new bonus is when you know. I'm giving you a lot of time to grow. It's
Right,
an
I
undetermined
understand.
amount of time. Yeah, it just depends
Okay.
until I've basically said that this is it. John's
Right.
still in his new
Fair enough.
bonus.
Oh my god.
No, he's
Wait, is he actually?
Yeah, he is.
not. No. John is not in new bonus. He is in John bonus.
Yeah, a lot of players have dubbed it John bonus.
That's
Yeah. Well, I should have.
Man.
I should have. Okay. Okay. Is it okay? I can tell Kat this thing, right?
Mhm.
So we spent an entire session coming up with a battle plan. Okay, Kat.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
We spent 2 hours coming up with a battle plan, and one of the largest, most important parts of this battle plan is that he's going to be casting barriers. All right.
Gotcha.
And so like we're moving out to the battlefield and everything, right?
Uh-huh.
And then it's like right before, yeah, we're about to go to this battle, and Luke challenges John's character to see. Luke doesn't believe John's character can cast these walls, and
Okay.
I'm kind of expecting like John to just like throw up this wall, and it's gonna be like, yeah, okay, he can cast it. Haha, Luke, you just look silly, right? Well, I was very wrong. Luke, John could actually not cast this wall that he was telling me this entire time as like the biggest, most primary thing about that's core to his character and the biggest thing he can do for combat.
Oh.
It's such a John thing too.
And then this is where I made the mistake. Rather than being like retreating and like calling off the battle, because I felt like maybe this is the best way, like how you have like invested interest in something like
Yeah, you're like, I've spent all this fucking time. Like, we may as
right.
well do this thing.
Right. So because of that, I went and hastily went to the battle without John's like ability, and he's still kind of like babbling around, right? And all right, so there's a special error that he has, all right? And it's a secret that it's on his equipment because we're dealing with some people we don't fully trust, all right? And the plan is John's like a little weakling, and he's too scared to even be there unless he has like a secret backup plan, which is this arrow, right? This
Wait, the arrow that. Oh my god, what a fucking twat. Okay. Yep.
yeah.
Cat's the one who found it
And-
with him.
Yeah, okay.
I
You
should
already know
never
about
have
them.
let him take that. Like, I shouldn't have. But whatever,
Okay.
it's fine.
Anyways, it's like, all right, this is your last resort of like self-defense. If you're going down, there's no way that anyone around you can save you. This is like your secret assassin dagger or whatever, right? This is your get out of jail free when there's no other option.
The arrow literally doesn't. Nope. Okay. Yep. Continue.
The second I start to talk to like the head main demon at this battle, who's kind of
Yeah.
like in front of all by himself for whatever reason because he's arrogant or something. I'm just talking to him, and it looks like battle's imminent. And out of nowhere, John's like goes up to this like ranger who's like more of a scout than anything, and he's like, "Hey, you think you can hit this? You think you can hit this shot?" And he's like way in the back of the battle, before like in the back lines. He's like, "Hey,
Okay.
you think you can hit this?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, I could probably hit it." And John's like, "All right, so here's this arrow. I just need you to shoot it at that demon." And before battle even starts, before he's in like any direct personal danger,
Yeah.
he gets this out, and he's shooting it past all of his allies.
Okay.
Yeah. And the luck roll he gets is 3. And then the bad luck roll, or whatever you want to call it, Michelle. Is that what you want to call it?
It's a bad luck roll? What?
You had him do 2 rolls.
Aha! Yeah. This was the it rolled low and he intentionally shot it next to you roll.
Yeah. He ends up killing one of our soldiers, which immediately gets the soldiers around him to turn on him because he just got one of their soldiers killed. And it's just like, how could you just...
Did he not tell you that arrow, like, it had a curse?
No. John
Oh yeah, I know that.
literally
I know
is
that.
notorious for not sharing important information with his teammates.
Yeah, I know it's cursed. I knew it
No,
was cursed.
it's cursed so that it kills you if you take it out once you're shot.
Yeah, it didn't even hit this person though. It's landing near
Okay.
him.
I'm just saying, like,
Regardless.
yes, it was powerful, but it wasn't powerful in a way that would, like, matter. Anyways, so you spend 2 hours coming up with a battle plan.
I misunderstand. Lear saw the arrow land
I
next
rushed.
to him, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and then on John's perspective, the soldier that shot the arrow died instantly.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
So it's worse than
Okay.
what you thought it was.
Yeah. I don't know why he died, other than the fact that he was trying to use it and he had bad luck.
I'm gonna move towards Kat's knowledge of the actual curse thing, which is that if whoever damages the arrow and whoever misses the arrow shall perish.
Oh, I didn't know
fun.
about the missing part.
It's whoever interacts with the arrow poorly. So basically, you're the guy who shoots it is saying, if I miss, I die, and the guy who gets hit is saying, if I take it out or damage it, I die.
Yeah. But anyways, that's how things went.
Mhm.
Needless to say, it couldn't go any further downhill until what I did. After all of that, I'm like, I'm gonna try to save John, and it didn't work. And that's what's led into this scenario here.
Mhm.
Is that we're
Sounds
both
like
dead. Now we're both dead.
John just didn't want to play that character anymore.
Well, he was
No,
when I was
that's
trying to
just a
rescue
normal
him.
character for John, by the way.
Yeah,
That's just normal actions.
I think it's fair to say that when I was trying to save John after he did all these like random weird things, as Michelle would say, weird.
Weird. So weird.
Yeah, I was able to like use the arrow, and I'm taking it with me because I can't, like, it's cursed, right? I can't like just leave this sitting around the battlefield. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And John is trying to steal it from me to kill himself.
What? What?
Yeah, John's well, his character apparently is just so
I'm
upset
sorry.
that
It sounds like it was a shit show.
yeah. I'm like, John, stop trying to kill yourself. I'm trying to save you. He's like, no, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, John was super emo that night.
So, what I would recommend, Lear, is that if you want your characters to survive, don't play with John.
I told him
Oh
that.
my god.
I straight up told him that too.
Can we stop,
See,
guys? Can we stop? Can we stop?
But here's the
Let's stop.
challenge. Wait a second.
I
Here's the
played
challenge.
2 times with John, and my character almost died twice.
I willingly
Michelle.
choose John as my partner in Luke's mind game every time.
No, he's
Yeah,
great.
because John gets all the
He's fun.
handicaps at spawn. John gets handicaps. You kill John and take all the handicaps.
I do not kill John. I do not kill John. Take that back.
It makes it
No!
makes
Oh, I'm
sense
so
now.
sorry. Michelle lets John kill himself and then
I
takes all of John's handicaps.
I do not do that either. That is not real.
Truth comes
Oh,
out.
sorry. I used the wrong word. He requisitions all of John's
You
handicaps.
fuck.
I
Alright.
see.
But here's the challenge. The thing is, I'm gonna be playing against John as well as against Michelle. I'm playing against John for John.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna be playing against John for his own good.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm
So-
here to save him from himself. Is my new job.
Don't forget, in the middle of all of this, Michelle is still trying to convince you to kill me.
oh yeah. If you
Oh.
lie with Spirit, you're killing Andrew.
Yeah, he's already more or less made that.
Yeah. Lear, you're killing Andrew. You obviously you're killing Andrew. Wait,
Well,
Kat, you're also
you
killing
know-
Andrew, by the way.
Andrew,
I am non-combatant. You can't
Andrew,
make
I hate
me.
I hate to tell you this, but it wouldn't have come to this if it wasn't for your ally, Luke. He's pushed me to this.
Yeah, for real. Dude, when I joined Luke, I was gonna be like, "Yo, why are you separated?" I did not expect him to see. I just killed 2 players. I was just like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
Man, I did not expect that to go the way it did.
Yeah, that's this is the reckoning option I'm getting, is to basically, part of it is that I can choose to like abandon everything that I've been doing so far for revenge. That's part of what Michelle's making me do here.
Oh shit! You realized?
But yeah,
What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Why aren't we doing that then?
Wait, because I'm not doing that.
Ah, god damn it! Lear, come on, do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I
do
can't
it.
be doing
Do
that
it.
and
Do
saving
it.
John
Do it. Do it.
and saving
Do it.
the
Do
and
it.
saving
Fuck
the
John.
humans.
Fuck John. He wanted to die anyway. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Michelle's over here like, oh, you have to help John.
No,
He needs
I
a
don't.
second-
I don't want
he
you
needs
to
a
break.
guardian.
No. Lear. I want you to play your heroic fantasy. I want you to play it so damn badly. But you
He
confuse
also
Yeah,
wants
what's
you to
more-
carry the
No.
Down syndrome.
You confuse me on what it is that your heroic fantasy is. So occasionally I give you conflicting information, right? So that I can
Yeah.
find out.
Well, I think that it's not serving someone I think who's evil. I mean, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, apparently. What can I
Yeah.
do? I took a gamble. Sometimes
Yeah.
I fuck up. I don't know what to tell you. Man.
Yeah. And maybe if I didn't get as much information, if I wasn't like, especially because I'm very inconsistent in like my conversations in game.
Mhm.
I think I do better. I did better overall, maybe communicating with John and Luke, I think, than some of like the NPCs. Like I'll just like get into, as Michelle knows, I'll go off in left field
Mhm.
as far as John. and Michelle's also reading what I'm saying is exactly the opposite of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, of course
On-
I am.
on top
course
of
I am.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just League 101.
yeah, it's classic. Regardless, I think that gives you an answer as to what I think about the deal. But at the same time, I guess I want to like play
No,
out
you
this
have to play it
scenario.
out. Yeah, clear. Come on.
Yeah,
Are
okay,
you ready to
yeah.
continue? I don't know what.
Yeah,
what the
I'm
hell
sorry.
you're
We got
saying.
we keep going on these tangents.
Mhm.
But I don't, based off of what you told me about what I'm noticing, I don't really think I would like stand up and just get snared by the table and chairs essentially. Because she was the one that created them, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, Kat, I'm giving you an opportunity. Do you know if that would or would not work? What he just suggested.
Suggest it again. Sorry, my husband was talking to me.
Go ahead, Lear. Say it again.
Oh, that like if I went to go grab her staff, I would just get ensnared by like all these like plants and vines and like that she had grown
No,
around to make
you
the
switched
table.
wording. You switched wording, and that matters so much. You're not allowed to switch wording.
Oh, what wording did I say the
Okay,
first time?
I'll repeat his original statement. His original statement is
Okay.
if I go to attack Spirit, I believe that the chairs and the tables that she's produced will be used to snare me somehow.
I mean, I don't know a ton about her kind of magic or what she does, but if she's super powerful and she's created these things, and she has if she's created them through
Nope.
enchanting.
Also, you should heavily reconsider doing magic. All right. No, but for real. Kat, I'm gonna, instead of giving you a gift, I will just reinforce the information. Okay. So, give me a second. So what
I'm sorry, I've been
you,
like half paying attention and Garen was talking to me, so I'm a little fuzzy.
No, you're good. But magic that's been used cannot be reused. So
Yes.
the tables have been formed.
Oh, she created them with magic.
So yeah, exactly. So she can't cast spells from them anymore, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry. I was yeah.
No, you're good.
I
You're good. I'm just
misheard.
reinforcing.
Okay, send me back.
All right.
Magic.
No.
Used...
Shh. It was opportunity.
say it.
It was opportunity for you to say it then, not now.
God, fucking fuck.
I would have rewarded you and allowed the information to pass. I'm purposely barring it now.
Okay, fair enough.
Mhm.
I mean,
That was her opportunity to be useful to you, but now
Okay,
it's
cool.
barred.
Sorry, I'm useless.
Yep.
sneaky.
Sit over in that corner.
Alright. Alright. So. Alright, I'm not going to go after this staff. Alright, talking. This is me talking to the witch then. It's like, I see you've left me no other choice but to take your deal.
Oh, that's what the fuck, we pivoted. Okay. Oh, also, Lear, can you give me I need you to emote your character more often because you don't have very much emotion in your voice.
I told you. I
Okay.
told you that, Larry. I told you. I told you
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Okay. I mean, I'm kind of defeated.
Did Andrew warn you
I'm
about that?
looking.
Because I need to
He
know
did.
how you're acting.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
I'm looking pretty defeated here.
Oh, you're defeated.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking defeated.
She she would relax her posture, no longer in an attack mode. Um and she looks like a little sad. She was hoping for more.
Mhm.
And she goes ahead and places a silver coin down onto the table, and you see powerful shadow magic envelop it in its entirety. And then she would pass you that coin, and she says, "When you pick up this coin, you will agree to everything we spoke about." And she looks up at you and says, um,
Uh,
"I."
kind of interjecting, but first I want to know if you're going to be allowing me to keep John.
She nods, and she says,
Mm-hmm.
"I was hoping that you would take this more gleefully, but I have hope in the fact that when you pick up that coin, we shall one day be friends."
I choose to I want to stand up and ask can we go over can I see you heal John
She motions with her offhand towards John's body, and you see what looks like purple lightning hit it.
as she motions towards it. That's when I go ahead and grab for her staff.
Got him. Got him.
Uh, um. So
Because I
Lear,
I,
now,
did, I
now
didn't
that
surmise that I could
hold on.
get okay.
Hold on. Lear,
Go ahead.
I'm giving you a moment
Sure.
here because you jumped the gun. She's
Okay.
focused on you while she's casting on John. Are you
Oh,
doing this
I thought you
because
turned her.
Yeah, exactly. Are you doing this
I thought
because you
she
assumed
turned.
her head turned? Right. You do
Oh, I
not
thought
see
you
her
said she
head turn.
focused. Okay. Hmm.
She's doing this as an offhand cast. I remember I specifically mentioned that
Oh.
she has her main hand on her stave and she's focused on you
Okay. In that
because
case, I'm not.
because
Okay.
she knew this was possible. So
Okay.
so you just revealed your hand. Normally I would kill
Right.
you here.
Okay. Yeah, that would be fair enough.
I'm giving you the moment of your character saw his death and then stopped
Yeah.
because he realized that her gaze did not leave you.
Damn. I'm sorry. Larry.
Okay.
It was worth a shot.
Dude. Well, I mean, I guess seeing this happen. Okay. I'm seeing her heal him. Correct.
Yeah, so she does like the flick, and you see John's body come to life and become puppeted is what I'm gonna make your character view it as. He's like
Okay.
he's like alive, but he has glowing blue eye, or he normally has glowing blue eyes, but it's more like spectral, like ghostly. His voice becomes a little bit reverberating, and his chest is sealed with what looks like artificial bone. And she says that form will do him well until he serves his duty to me as well. Pick up the coin.
Does he? Is he still going to be able to serve me? Can I talk to him?
You may speak to him if you wish.
Can So I want to go over to John.
Mm-hmm. You walk over to him. He's afraid, obviously, like he normally is, but he seems to be his normal self for the most part. He's trying to cast portals. It's not working.
Oh, no. Okay. All right.
You can talk to him if you want, like actually.
What? Yeah. Yeah. What? I mean, do you remember what happened, John?
He looks to you and he says, I remember being at the bridge. I think I died.
Hmm. Can you tell anything about um the uh he knows about he told me about the witch, didn't
Mm-hmm.
he? So it's
Uh,
like, do you
I
recognize
think
who
so.
that is over there?
He looks over. No, but she has very strong magic. Are we in
Hmm.
danger? He whispers to you.
We may be,
I see that there's no
but
weird around here. Perhaps if you distract her, I can summon a portal and we can escape.
well, weren't you already having trouble creating pores just a second ago?
Well, yeah, but if you distract her, I'm sure I'll be able to do it.
Hmm. Um.
She yells out, "The portal idea will never work." He's like, "Don't believe her. She's just trying to say that I'm really good at portals."
All right. So she can hear us talking then?
Yeah.
I thought you said we were like 80 feet away.
Oh no. I mean, you think that she didn't literally hear you. You think that she knows the idea.
Oh, okay. All right. I think she knows the idea. I don't think she can hear me, or I don't think. Do I think that she can in any way know what John is thinking or saying?
It's possible her magic is has a hold over him. That's the
Mm-hmm.
reason why you think he can't cast the magic. All you see
Right.
in the essence flares that you see like pop up are hers, not his.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because of that, since I suspect that she still has an influence over him,
Mhm.
I want to essentially continue to have, assuming this is how it works, since I suspect it, I kind of want to lead her on that I'm like not trying to
You have to
uh
role play that.
threaten her. Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Um,
I want you to emote me like I
yeah,
put down my sword on the ground
yeah,
and
yeah.
I put my hands
Well, I
on
don't
the
have a
hilts.
sword.
I look epic,
Yeah,
right? My wind cape
yeah,
is
yeah.
flying in the air, and I say, "You are the mistress." You know that kind of crap. I want you to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, well, the witch said that if I agree to her contract that she'll allow us both to live.
He says, "Oh, definitely don't accept the deal because I'm kind of, I mean, wait a second, do I want to live or do I want to die?" He starts thinking to himself. He goes into that normal like giant slump of thought where he doesn't talk to
Mm.
you for a while.
Well, if if you've seen what I've been trying to do for the is I've been trying to save you, so let's go over there
He goes, "Do you
to
still have the death arrow? Maybe you can just hit me with that, and then you can."
I look around for the death arrow.
You don't see the death arrow.
I don't see it.
God damn it! I distract her. I'll summon the portal. I mean, wait, no. Do I want to die? I don't know. you,
Um,
you get the idea, Lear. I don't know what he wants with this character. Right now, presumably, you're kind of saving him against his will.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, John, I need you to come with me because I want you to look at this coin and tell me what you can tell me about it.
Uh, sure. He's
Uh,
stuck. Remember, he's like
yeah.
enrooted in like a tree, not too far off.
Oh, I can I take yeah, can I just like take him down? He's
What
healed, right?
he's no, but yeah, he's healed, but he's stuck onto the Lear. He's like imprisoned on a tree.
Oh, it's not like where I can just grab him down.
Right. You could ask
Okay,
you could ask her to bring him down, or you could forcibly break him off. But you don't know if that's against the rules of what's happening.
right. Um,
Hold on, beer.
crap.
Audra,
See, that's the problem where I don't know when I have enough time or not because I didn't pick up that she was still looking at me. But like, how can I time that sort of thing? Can I just be like, I'm looking for when
it's gonna
she
be
looks
rough.
away?
Like she's probably pretty much expecting now that you're
Right,
just gonna betray her, or whatever.
right.
I didn't expect her to be so well. If she is what I think she is, then yeah, I guess I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Still doesn't mean I have to like it, you know. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. Did you hear what I was saying,
No.
Michelle?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it kind of as a player pause here then. Going back to like where you saved me with my new bonus.
Yeah.
Would I need to say I want to watch to see if she looks away, and then you will
Yeah, that's
stop
that's
if
that's
she
where it
does
gets
that?
hard, right? Like I said, there's stuff that you prime for, and then there's stuff that you can tell me, right? So like if you want to be involved, but you want me to be involved in the sneaky play, that's fine. I'm telling you that it's sneaky plays in general are better when I'm not aware, but then you actually have to get it off while beating the other character in their interpretations. So like this character is aware of your eternal fight against her. She's mentioned it many times.
Right.
So
Right.
so she's obviously wary that you're just gonna betray her at any moment.
Right.
So because I've influenced that already, Kat, can you
Yeah.
stop? You should have known that she wouldn't be
No.
very easy to.
Yeah. Well,
Every
did
time I
the-
will do that, Michelle. Every fucking time.
The first time that she went to heal him, was she doing the same thing out of curiosity?
Oh fuck! The first time what now? Sorry.
She went to like steal his soul. What was she like looking at him then, or was she like still
No,
trained back
she
then?
wasn't looking at him then. Correct.
But I was too. She wasn't looking at. Was she looking at me then?
Correct.
That
She
other
was
time.
not. Excuse me. Correct. She was not looking at you during that time.
But I was too far away though at that point.
You were on the ground. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Sorry about that. I just kind of wanted to like better understand like how those sorts of plays work if they ever present
What-
themselves.
What you could do is like I go over and make sure she's not looking.
But yeah, so
As
that
you're explaining what you're doing, right?
Mhm.
but it has to see that's the thing though, right?
Well, she's
You-
looking at me.
You well, no,
I already know that.
Lear. Your common commands have to be consistent for the most part, right? If you don't have
Right.
consistent Cat, stop. If you don't have
No.
if you don't have consistent commands about how you're enacting in conversation, there's almost no way for you to sneak in these kind of details that could be advantageous for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If
How-
you're just
how would
suddenly starting to look around the room more often than you normally would, and you just suddenly start
Right.
like skidding around in
that's
your
what I'm
table
saying.
chair, right? This kind of shit becomes obvious because it's not something you normally do. If you're the heroic figure that stands epically in a battlefield and you start moving around ominously, a player's gonna realize that you're probably doing something different.
Right.
Right? It's the same reaction cues I would give a player, I give the NPCs.
Right.
Right? If she's used to battling you and your battle tactics, generally speaking,
Yeah.
are the standard array, she knows when you're playing off cue.
As in that.
You don't usually get defeated. That's not a normal
Right.
trait for you. So she was being
Right,
wary.
so- Yeah. Okay.
Right? So you
Right.
thought it was a convincing tool, but she realized it was a divisive one.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Right.
All right. All right. Talking to John, like, what do you mean that you can't see the weird here?
No, he can see the weird.
Oh, he can see the weird.
Yeah, he
Okay.
says, this weird seems similar to the Shadowlands. I've already adjusted it to once. Perhaps I can figure out how to adjust to it again.
What? You've adjusted to it before. You've been here before.
He looks at you weirdly. Yes, we were at Castle Sorrow.
Yeah, but where is here?
He looks around. He says, looks up in the sky, roughly northwest of Castle Sorrow by like 100 yards or so. I mean, 100 yards, 100
Miles?
miles or so.
Miles?
Yeah, not
Yeah,
miles.
okay.
That's probably too much, but you get my bad. It's a little wild.
He's 100 feet northwest of Castle Sorrow.
Like I said,
I've been
I
here
don't like
before.
I don't like distancing too much, but he's a good
Okay.
he's a good hike away from Castle Sorrow, northwest.
Okay. All right. Well, do you think it would be useful that you talk to the the witch as well
He
before?
faints.
Okay, great.
Mere mention of talking to the witch, and he just faints.
Man, he's been accused of being a witch so many times, but I guess he's terrified, so makes sense. Um,
Remember, Lear, I tried. So I don't
I'm
think
all right.
I
I'm
don't think I've
going.
expressly told you this before, but when player characters are not in control of their player, I generally speaking, I will play them at their maximum percent. I will also avoid all social interaction. So, like, if he's
Yeah.
asked to fight and he needs to defend himself to the death, he will do it. If he's asked to talk, he will suddenly get sick or generally social anxiety or something hits and
Right.
he wants to leave. That's just my way of avoiding giving players long-standing detriments to my social interactions.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to make
So,
decisions
but
for them. Mhm.
yeah, so you generally opt them out of any opportunity before
Right.
they get
But
to it.
obviously, he's stuck here. This is what he's doing, and you've awoken him. So I have to interact on some level, but
Right,
I'm
right.
trying
Yeah.
to avoid it.
I'm fair enough.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I was more or less just wanting to see if I can gain any more knowledge from his character, essentially, not necessarily them wanting him to
Right.
interact as
You
much.
feel
Okay.
sufficient in the information he's given you. If you don't
Okay.
feel sufficient in information he's given you, I can give it to you as wisdom from his player aid because you are in an alliance.
Okay. I mean, the wisdom, I wanted more wisdom about the coin.
Okay, so John's wisdom would more or less amount to cursed objects don't fuck with. That's generally his point of view in
like
cursed
touching
objects.
them at all,
He doesn't.
right?
Yeah, he doesn't. If he knows it's cursed, he will avoid it at all costs.
And if
Except for
there's
that
like,
fucking arrow.
yeah, except for
Uh,
the air, he
yeah.
whips it
Obviously,
out
he
first
has
notice.
magical interest. The problem, okay, John is like weird because he'll often say one thing and then do another.
Lear, you remember that guy that Michelle kicked for being weird? That's John.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyways, um, I'm gonna go ahead and looking kind of shocked, really, by the fact that he's just passed out. Um, I'm gonna go back over towards the witch.
Mm-hmm. She
Um,
she tosses you the coin as if forcing the decision in this moment.
uh,
If
I
you miss the
I
coin, you
quickly turn
suspect you
around.
die. If you catch the
I
coin, you suspect you live.
I oh I suspect that if I miss the coin, I just die right there.
That's what you're thinking in this moment. You have quite a bit of time as it reaches you, but this is a yes no now.
Okay. I mean, I was going to. Oh man, crap. I mean, I'm not going to try to catch the coin, but I was going to try to talk to the. I mean, I was. What'd you do to him? It looks like he's dying again. I mean, I don't know. As I like turn back towards John, I'm not trying to catch it.
She
I'm trying to
says
avoid it as well.
she says it's been a long and valiant battle in other lifetimes, but in this one, and the coin lands and you begin to dissipate into the air, you die.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Um, your soul is disintegrated upon this
Okay.
death.
Wow, she true death you like a little bitch.
What does that mean?
It's a bad thing.
So your male soul that you spawned with,
Yeah.
has been deleted. Your
Ooh.
female soul that you have, as by default, can be turned into a male soul if you prefer.
Yeah, it would.
Okay, that is now your only remaining soul out of your original two. So all SSs earned previous to this moment have been gone. Can I assume that you were never going to take the deal with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was only saying that because I wanted to see if I could get an opportunity to like get a
Oh yeah,
cheeky hit
I'm
in
just
or
I'm just
something.
making sure that I read
Yeah.
the situation correctly. I wanted to end the session, which is why I forced it into a yes no then, but I'm pretty sure that I